Californiahodaka compound, and I'm going to take a look at some of these special bikes that Greg had pulled out to show me, and he's going to tell us a little bit about them. So let's go take a look. All right, Greg, tell us about this bike right here.
All right, this is one that we acquired. This is we're the caretakers of it now. This is George Cohn's build, and Harry Taylor helped him build the motor, and he also built the pipe. A lot of nice stuff for in the day. This is a Super Combat frame and motor, and of course Harry did everything to the motors. It's got a big carburetor on it. If there's things I miss or things that people know about the bike, we would like to know too. We know some of the history, not all of it. We have a few questions about it, but this was really a beautiful piece.
Okay, now this bike right here is a ISDT bike. Tell me about it.
This is Bob Canfield's bike, and it was another Harry Taylor and Bob Canfield collaboration. And as you can see, it's got the 95 pipe and air box, but it's a 03 motor. Of course, Harry did the porting on it. It's got Yamaha front end and wheel, and this one has the double shoe. You'll probably see the linkage on the other side as we take some more pictures. And each bike has a little story that I've heard over the years and things. Like Bob always liked the luggage rack, so he actually welded it onto the frame, and that's where he hauled all of his stuff for his race, whatever he thought he might need. Except he couldn't haul a complete bike. But anyhow, one of the neatest things was when they were building it, someone at Tobacco said, "Hey, you know what you need on that bike is a 250 swing arm." So anyhow, this is the outcome of it, and the bike is really stretched out, really nice, works really good for his ISDT rides. And you can see here on the number plate that he rode 4 years there with this bike. And same thing, if anybody knows any more about the bike or remembers seeing it, we'd like to hear it.
And we all remember Bob as being featured in the Bad Rock film by Peter Starr, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and this next bike is another Bob Canfield bike, right? And this has a little story behind it.
Yeah, this was built out of Tobacco with Bob Canfield and Harry Taylor. And a lot of neat things on this one. This frame is a Super Combat, but there's no stampings on it. And my understanding, it was built like in 1972. So, the Super Combat didn't come out until 2 years later. And then on this other side here we'll get some more pictures. The pinch bolt was welded in a different place. So that's a couple of things that kind of said, aha, this is, something special. So then, of course, the Harry Taylor swing arm, and then the front end wasn't put on any of the Hodakas yet. There's a few differences in the triple clamp from the 7703, which we stole all the front ends off of. And these were the shocks that they dealt with or came with. I don't know where he got them, but these are KYBs, but they're a little smaller in diameter than the 03s or the 175. So it's just some of the neat differences. And of course, this has the 520 chain, which Harry loved and made sure he put it on all his bikes. And this is a Super Combat motor, and the timing on the exhaust port has been slowed down a little bit, or the port lowered. So, it was a ISDT bike. There is some green paint, which they marked before the races to where you better not break that. That green paint better be there. So, they wouldn't get in trouble for, changing too much, if they broke down. So that's what the green spot is over on the triple clamp.
Okay. And this last bike is a bike that Harry Taylor built and owned, and you had a close relationship with Harry, and you acquired the bike years ago, and it's pretty special to you, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's a he told me that was one of his best collaborations, but then I found out there's at least 2 of these bikes. There might be 3. But one thing I do know about this bike that the other bikes don't have is the clutch is back here on the back side. It's not on the crank, excuse me. So I've taken that off to preserve it. I've got that in the next video. We'll show you what that's about. Harry mentioned something about slowing down the clutch and putting it back on the Christmas tree and or the main shaft, or excuse me, Christmas tree. But anyhow, there was 2 of them that were made. One went on this bike, and from what I understand, he built his grandson a 100 Road Toad with that clutch. And we'll break it out for you and show you what they did. And that was something that was given to Harry back in the day by the Japanese engineers. And more about this bike, it has Meko forks, Yamaha front wheel, of course, and a Novation swing arm. And then the motor has been wickedly ported. Very hard for me to ride. A good rider might be able to handle it, but monster carburetor and reed, and pretty pipey. Harry raced it, I raced it, Kelly raced it, and it's just a handful, and it's a lot of fun.
And I'm going to get some more close-ups of some of the cool features on all these bikes, but there's another bike back here that I know you didn't pull out, but I'm going to take a look at it. This is your personal 100cc Super Rat that you raced in the Marty Tripes 100 series, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago when the 100s class was pretty big, and there looks like some special parts on this bike too.
Yeah, they're special to me. Yeah, a lot of good stories, a lot of good times. These are 34s, and in our inventory I found a Terry kit, and I put it in the forks, and we rode the heck out of these. We rode them with the emulators. We rode some tricked out ones, and by the end of the day they all worked about the same. So, I'm really proud of that. Secondly, or really first, Dave Miller built this bike for me as a birthday present, and Diane snuck the bike down to him, and I had this back before I knew it was gone. So this is a one-off pipe, built for the 100cc motor. The motor's basically stock. The head is a little different inside, and it's just got a K&N air filter in it. But
and the swing arm
is by Jamie McAdams. He made them for a few years, but again, they're a collector's item if you can find them.
Yeah.
And Orland's rear shocks, and it was just a fun bike.
Very good, very good. Well, I'm going to take some close-ups of the bikes, but I want to take a close-up of this nice Dave Miller pipe. That's some artwork there.